Let's go. We're gonna go for a walk. Raven, you cannot bring your pizza.
I think that everything that happens in life, depending on how you look at it, can really help you grow. It can be scary and can be stifling, or it can be exciting and an adventure, and it depends on how you see it.
Ready?
Yep.
I was the first to go to Rutgers. At the end of my 4th year at Rutgers, I said to my mom, Mom, I think I'm gonna take a break. I don't think I'm going right to law school. And she was like, you're not gonna go. You're gonna get out and you're gonna start working and you're not gonna go. And when we hung up, I was like, oh my God, I gotta go to law school. Rutgers took me in and I was able to go right from, Rutgers College to Rutgers Law. I honestly struggled. I walked into the dean of the minority student program at the time. I started crying. And I was like, this isn't for me. She sat there very calmly and finally said, are you done? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. And she's like, okay, now let's talk about how we're gonna fix this. And it was that moment where someone believed in you. Someone had the strength to provide to you at your weakest moment that made the difference in my life. Being inducted into the Hall of Distinguished Alumni, it's an honor. You get an opportunity, I think it's important to show gratitude. You could sort of say thank you, and forget to say thank you. They saw something in me that maybe I didn't even know was there. I had this plan that I was going to become an assistant prosecutor for Essex County. I didn't get an interview or an offer. After I had, sat in sorrow for a bit, I put on the only suit I owned, grabbed my resume, and my mother's mantra, was, tú no eres mejor que nadie, pero nadie es mejor que tú, which is, Esther, you're not better than anyone, but no one is better than you. Whether you're talking to, someone who cleans your office or Chief Justice Roberts, it really doesn't matter. You treat everyone the same. I went into that law office and started talking to the receptionist and, we just struck up a great conversation. And I didn't know that listening on the other end of the door was the lead partner who opened the door at some point and said, come on in, and gave me my interview right there on the spot and gave me a job. Just moments in time. You can see those are the moments you could go right or left. In 2011, I became a U.S. District Judge appointed by President Barack Obama. But before that happened, I remember a moment with my son. He was probably 10 at the time, and I still would tuck him in. And I said, Daniel, I'm worried about, taking this job. It's going to require that I be at work more. As it is now, I've been away from you so much, and I'm afraid of what that will do to our relationship. And I remember there being this silence, probably the longest few seconds of my life, And all of a sudden, he goes, I get it, Mom. But if it was me, I'd do it. And I had my son and my husband and my profession. Some people get to the top of their mountain, they get up there, they look around and they're not sure it was all worth it. That wasn't me. I was so happy at the top of that mountain until I got knocked off. A lawyer came to my house on July 19, 2020, rang the doorbell. And I remember before I could even tell him, Dad's upstairs, he just bolted up those stairs to meet his fate.
Breaking in North Jersey tonight, a deadly shooting at the home of a federal judge. Police say a gunman shot and killed the son of U.S. District Judge Esther Salas and injured her husband at their North Brunswick home.
How is it that he knew so much about me? He had my routes to work. He had Daniel's baseball games. So it started this, need to think about what judges could do to protect themselves. Governor Murphy in the New Jersey legislature, they enacted Daniel's Law. Well, what about federal judges? That's when we set out to enact the Daniel Anderl Judicial Security and Privacy Act, the Anderl Act for short. We have to feel safe to make tough calls, And we can't be in fear of retribution, retaliation, or death. For democracy to survive, we have to have an independent judiciary. We talk about hate being heavy, but love is light. Mark forgave while he was fighting for his life in the ICU. He forgave our son's killer. I couldn't right away. I forgave a few weeks later. Holding on to that anger, holding on to that rage, it closes you. It doesn't open a space in your heart for new things. Forgiveness is about understanding that you can't change what has happened, but you can allow it to change you. Gotta go on. I gotta go on, and I've gotta try to do my part, whatever it is, to make this place a better place. It's about getting comfortable with a new normal that feels so abnormal. But, every day you work at it, and every day you start with gratitude and you end with gratitude.